Hey everyone, welcome back to another Market Open live stream. Let's see, make sure y'all can hear me all right. I'm excited for this week. This is the week that I've got to find the great time to go buy some AMC, but it's doing really well already in the pre-market here, which means the potential for an early Tuesday buy the dip is not here. But that's all right. That's a good thing. Take a look at what we've got. So let's go ahead and sort by pre-market. Yeah, we'll start here. Take a peek at this. AMC sitting at already 21% up in the day today. This is incredible, given that on Friday we had AMC run up about 40% in the day, but then drop to about negative 1.5% towards the end of the day, which is very, very bizarre. But it's still now up 21% in pre-market here, with Sundial also trying to move up here. Sundial breaking a buck, now at a $1.03. Gamestop coming up about 5.5% with it. Did lose about 12.64% on Friday, but up 5.88 now, almost now 6.5 in the pre-market here. We'll take a peek at the sticks in just a moment, but let's I do want to also see what's losing at the moment. Losing at the moment appears to be Mind Medicine. Down now 5.29%, was up 8.28%. Sorry, and on Friday, so a little bit of give back there. Let's zoom into the sticks. There we go. So we'll see these a little bit better as well. We've got looking at the all stocks for losers. Not really that much that's heavy deep red today. I'll move myself down there in a moment as well. But we've got Mind Medicine, Abbott, Ocugen. These may be moving the most here, but I mean, we're talking about 2.4% for Ocugen. And then we get to this place where everything else is kind of what? 0.5%, 0.3%, 0.1%. Yeah, big deal. Big deal on the reds today. I mean, there's very, very little moving on the red today. In fact, there also appears to be very little red today. We've exactly one page of red in the pre-market, and that includes these that are basically flat over here. Most things here seem to be green. In fact, on our watch list, we've probably got about 4 or 5 pages of green versus one of red. So we're really looking at a market that's about 80% green here so far. And that's based on our on our watch list. But yeah, I mean, taking a peek, certainly at AMC and even BlackBerry. Here we go. BlackBerry just popped up. Yeah, there we go. So BlackBerry's popping up as well. I am noticing that it's not just AMC. Lately, we've gotten a lot of the other ones to move. Not as much as AMC, but Cost has been moving. Sundial has been moving. Express, GameStop. It's almost like it's the whole January rotation all over again. So we'll let's see here. There we go. Right. Oh, yep. Hold on one second here. Let's flip that. There we go. All right, perfect. So today, in terms of market data, we just get the ISM manufacturing number today. It's a report on businesses. Are they feeling that things are getting better or worse? The standard, if things are the same, is a 50% rating. If things are getting better, businesses report. Would you get a number essentially above, or a report number above 60? Based on the number of businesses that report things that are better. Sorry, above 50. If things are getting worse, you'll get a number below 50. We are expecting this to come in at around 60.9. Usually, I don't think this is going to be a big mover. I think the bigger stock catalyst is going to be Friday when we get new payrolls number, payroll jobs data number, and June 10th when we get CPI number, figures. But this June 1st here, not expecting too terribly much in the way of massive catalysts for the market overall. We'll see though. Sometimes you can get a little surprises, but overall we're pretty dang green right now. Let's take a peek at the 10 here. Hang on a sec. 10 year. All right, here we go. A lot of folks have been asking, hey, Kevin, how can I find the 10-year? And you could literally just type into Google 10-year treasury. It is up slightly today, But again, go back year to date to get a really good picture of what has happened this year. And it's really this run right here that freaked the market out, kind of started the market revolt. Though the market's kind of been suffering a lot at these new levels for specifically tech and certain consumer discretionaries, biotech as well. Another thing you can do is look at the 10-year break even. Just throw that into Google. St. Louis Fed gives me one of these. Just if you look at this one, pull it forward just so you only look at sort of the pandemic here, or you could even grab a little bit before the pandemic. But yeah, this has been a lot of inflation fear building up, and we've only just recently had it inflect downward. So we'll see how much this continues to inflect downward. But these are big things to watch during the day, so we'll keep those up. All right. So AMC sitting at about 23% here. Even just in the last 5-6 minutes here of live, it's mostly been going up, with the exception of now just a red candle here. And having Peter Rawlinson on, well, I've invited them on before, and I have not heard back. So would love to have them on. But then again, I also haven't reached out in quite a while, so maybe it's worth reaching out to them again. The one that I get the most is Charles from ADA. But I'll tell you, I think I've reached out to them like 3 or 4 times, and to no avail. So, oh well. Initially, it sounded like we might schedule something a long time ago. I don't know, like 4 months ago or something like that. But I don't know. Anyway, Mind Medicine down about 5 here. Although not much activity here in the beginning. Got Redfin's pretty much flat. Here's Tesla at 0.41. Tesla trading along with the other FANGs, basically. There's Facebook, Alphabet, all sitting around 0.3, 0.5. No entertainment in the main stuff. End phase, 1%. Ooh, 1%. We've got Coinbase. I saw Coin around here somewhere. Where'd you go? I think Coin was somewhere around like 0.8 or something like that. Let's see here. Coin. Oh, there we go. 0.12. Good. Okay. And then let's take a peek at crypto before the market opens here. Dogecoin. Been a little interesting ride here. We ran up to 34 yesterday. Pretty much, yesterday midday. And then we kind of rotated straight down since then. Went to a low of 31 again, sitting at 31.7 right now. Ethereum followed roughly the same pattern, ran up to 27.41, back down to about 25.83 right now. Bitcoin, roughly the same story, 37.9 down to 35, now 36.4. But interesting how they've almost got this perfect alignment there, huh? All right, let's see. Did AMC get halted? Let's take a peek here. I don't know. I think somebody's just maybe it looks that way, but I still see the darn thing moving. You can see at least the flashing of trades coming through here. So it looks like we're going to be going into the open stable here around that 22%. So opening minutes can be big. We're going to look for volume in the opening minute. Sometimes there can be an opportunity to buy right off. Sometimes there can be an opportunity to buy right off the first red candlestick. It's not a surprise to sometimes see it red candlestick hard right at the beginning, and then it kind of starts its ascent. But that's just been a pattern that we've had last week. Let's take a peek over to CNBC for a moment, see what they're talking about here.
As SoFi begins trading at the NASDAQ after completing a merger with Social Capital, raising $2.4 billion in the transaction, David, and a longtime member of the CNBC.
So they all just started clapping, and they get kind of these funny smiles. I wonder if they have to start clapping like a minute before the bell. It's like, all right, minute before the bell, cue the clapping. It's probably like some rule or tradition they have.
Merger into the SPAC. Of course, it's one of Social Capital SPACs, IPOE, at least for now, is what that has been trading under. And as we know, Mike, many SPACs have been trading under $10 and or at $10.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't know. I hadn't.
I'll leave the bell sound on here, but I'll show AMC.
It had done quite well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a little bit of the exception of the rule in terms of being a big established fintech, Carl.
Indeed, guys. There's the opening bell. First one of this holiday shortened week at the big board. It's France's Total Energies, formerly known as Total. And as we said at the NASDAQ, it is SoFi. We'll talk to Anthony Noto later on this
Okay, we're
morning.
starting with that red candle. Lots of volume so far on the 1 minute. We're at about 39 million. Oh, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of volume. So the hedgies are up. Lots and lots of volume on the first minute there. We'll see how this develops here. We're at about 19.8% to the upside right now. Still big volume moving there. Surprisingly, the candle's not moving too horribly much. At least not on 1 minute. AMD. Well, let's see here. Sundial, 9% going green here. BlackBerry going down, but still 9.5%. AMC pushing down a little bit more here. Got, what else do we have here? COS, XPeng, 5%. Very nice. Li Auto, 4.25. AMC still suffering under the weight of, wow, the first minute's volume was 47 million. It's a lot. It's a lot. And today's just a special day. See what happens today. All right, we've got, looks like GameStop is about 4% up, which is about 1% below where it opened. So also a little bit of red pressure here. Yeah, a little bit of hard to tell exactly what we're gonna do here right now. It's very common in the first couple minutes here to see these reds. There we go. Now we're getting that pushback. First minute of volume was 47 million. Second minute was 4.5. And working on that third candle now. Yeah, working on third candle now. No volume measure yet, but we are pushing back up a little bit here. Going back to about that 20%. See, this is where sometimes you get that just goes to the moon right after the first few minutes of red. It's such a loaded question. Somebody says, "Why do you hate GME so much?" When have I ever said that I hate GME? I've never said that, and I've never suggested that at all. It's stuff like that sets very wrong impressions. So Build-A-Bear really didn't move much here in the pre-market, but all of a sudden just blasting off here about 4.5%. Microvision also moving about 4% here. GameStop's still rotating down. AMC struggling a little bit as well on the opening here. It's just 47 mil was a lot of volume, but and the next volume levels are rotating a bit down as well. In fact, if we can't rotate over yet. 4.5, 3.4. Now only up about 15%. So this is Palantir. So let's see here. Palantir, peak. So it says Palantir, darn things up like 0.3%. Oh man. Yeah, funny. What Neo? Let's see what Neo's doing. Okay, so yeah, Neo's pushing. There you go. There you go. It's a good shout out. Yeah, it's very good. So AMC still red, still moving red right now under the weight of elevated volume, but the next minutes haven't been too terribly strong here. We've got BlackBerry. BlackBerry a little messy right now. Sundial, folks. Ooh. Remember, this thing ran over to $4 at one point. It was incredible. Let's get my moon rocket here. All right, let's see what we got. All right. Yeah, Neo's one that really I thought I've consistently thought it's a good buy under 45. Now it sat under 45 for a very long period of time. So it's nice to see Neo getting a little bit of love here. But boy, oh boy, it's been depressed for a while. People got so mad at me when I said, 60, 65, That's a number you want to stay away from. Don't shop around 60 and 65. Buy it under 45. I got so many streams of comments from people. Oh my gosh, FUD man, you think it's gonna go under 45? You're crazy. Now I wasn't expecting it to go down to like 33, but yeah, sticking to the written principles. Under 45 has regularly been pretty nice. Here we go. AMC stabilizing a little bit now at about 30. I don't want to speak too soon here. I mean, we got can't. There we go. There we go. All right. So you got to get like the hedge fund FUD out first. Get them out of the way, and then let the rocket ship take off. Sundial about 10% here. Yeah, Sundial and BlackBerry both kind of stuck at about 10%. Cost 9.02. Here's SoFi. Up 7%. Very nice. It's an IPOE. There's an IPOE share. Should I what's it over? Let's see. Take a peek. All right. IPOE. Yeah, let's listen here for a moment to CNBC, and then we'll come right back to the sticks. Give it a sec here.
Literally the most concentrated hedge fund holding, single most owned stock by hedge funds, but that doesn't mean it's working across the board. And so I do think it's been very whippy in terms of the rotations are just tough to catch. If it's just as easy to get them wrong as get them right from day to day. So going sideways in a range, the S&P up 12% year to date. It's going to be tough for hedge funds that have any short exposure at all to actually perform in that environment. So growth is not kind of down for the count yet. There's great rally in the ARK ETF and those types of stocks off of a low. Now the question is, are we just reverting right back to cyclicals reopening, energy leading the way? And it's just tough to navigate on.
I mean, with that said, Carl, we don't have many stocks in the red, but Netflix, I would point out, which is already down 7% this year. Apple barely eking out a gain, but still down 6% so far for 2021.
Yeah, you mentioned ARK, of course, a lot of reporting over the last couple of weeks about the interest of shorting various ARK instruments, Mike. And then there was a report today that Goldman has initiated a short of the long bond, I think targeting 255. Which
it's always Goldman.
Here, I think, according to Nat Alliance, somewhere in the 1.7 range. I noticed we're a bit higher today, but it was remarkable to see us drop below 1.6 last week.
It was, and it's just been very, very stuck and steady in that range for, really since March. What's fascinating is, and there's a lot of work on this today too, is if you looked at what's working in the stock market, you wouldn't think that that yields being down was a big driving factor, meaning it's still mostly, kind of industrials. Banks are doing fine. They're right at their highs, even though you haven't made a new high in yields. So it almost seems as if the bond market is just having this prolonged breather because it had such a huge move from 0.5% on the 10-year up to 1.7, 1.8. And it's just been kind of chewing through that for a while. And yes, there's been all kinds of global flows and all the rest of it. But yes, I do think if you looked at the chart, you'd say maybe now it's time because it sort of kept its uptrend for that sell-off in treasuries and the rise in yields maybe to resume for a little while. Not sure how much juice is in there. And obviously we got a Fed meeting in the middle of this month that's probably going to have a lot to say about, how people view bond buying and the yield curve and all the rest of it, Dave.
All right, let's go ahead and pull back. Yeah, we're going to be listening for taper news with the Fed. We'll see if that ends up coming through. So AMC right now, slow bleed here. It's a slow bleed. We want to see this. We want to see a U-turn here. I have to say the volume is already starting to substantially decline. But a 1.9 here. Now, in fairness, these volume levels are way higher than anything we've seen before. But definitely softening at the moment here, which could create a buying opportunity. We've got Sundial. Sundial can't keep it above 10% here. It's really hitting this. Look at how many times it hit this ceiling right here of $1.07. You can't make this up. Look at this. It just perfectly bounced off of $1.07 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, broke it, went back 7 times. That's weird. There's something about that $1.07 level just in the minute charts here, but it's weird. That's all I can say. It's weird. It just did it again. All right. People making money off them pennies. Rotating the pennies around. Still falling here on AMC. It's a very slow move to the downside, though. You know, it's not like it's a plummet. It's just a slow profit taking sellout here. Sundial still dancing. It's funny. Look at that Neo curve. Oh, that is so juicy. That's nice. That's good. Lots of Neo shares. All right, let's see what else we got here. We've got Microvision. Microvision at 1659. You know, Micro, remember, is one of those that when it gets love, it can quickly run over to you can quickly run over to somewhere around $24, $25. Now, oftentimes when you hit those levels, it does come back down, but still, it's nice to be able to trade within the ranges. Is crypto bouncing? Let's take a peek. We're on the 5-minute for crypto. Yeah, okay. So we last checked on crypto, we were somewhere around here. We had a little bit of a bounce beginning, but yeah, the bounce is solidifying on crypto right now. Yeah, it's potential, and this is just looking at Doge here. Let's look at the others too. Maybe, wait, where'd the other ones go? I'm looking for the purple and I can't find it. Well, that's funny. No. Here we go. Here's Ethereum. So, yeah, look at that movement on Ethereum. Very nice. Good. Back to 26. Here's Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. 37. Good. It's probably because the broader market is so green. What, like, where were you going to put your money today? On things that are already green? Or, here we go. Okay, AMC now finally turning around a little bit. See if we can break that trend that we've had here to the downside. It's looking good right now. 13.7. Can we get to 13.8? Yeah, I had it there for a moment. 13.5. All right, we'll see what happens. Sundial can't break the line. I'm not sure what's happening there. BlackBerry's also been kind of rotating to the downside. There we go. 14 now on AMC. Finally turns around. So the buy the dip opportunity lasted for a while here. You know, makes we had the first 12 minutes we're dipping. Now we're finally turning around here. So it makes you wonder if this is going to be that entry point where all of a sudden we've got multiple traders that say, you know what, I'm in. It's time for me to go in, and then this pops right back up to something like 20% to the upside or something like that. You know, let's see it. Let's see what happens. Oops. There we go. No, stop. Just stay there. There we go. Okay. If you want funny sticky lines at Weeble, you can always go to metkevin.com/Weeble and get yourself some sticky lines. This is the platform that we're using here, and they'll give you 2 free stocks when you sign up. Build-A-Bear holding nicely onto at 6.6. Look at that. Neo, 7%, still moving nice. Neo is the forgotten stock. It's the forgotten, loved EV. You know how much attention Neo has gotten or at least got in December relative to how much it gets now? It's like no love now. It used to be everything back in the day. Tesla's back at 631. And there's a while here we were sitting in the 560s. But hey, take the 631 over the 5s. Everything rotating higher today, though. Yeah, really, pretty much everything here, with the exception of Mind Medicine and Virgin Galactic moving to the upside. Lemonade's down about 1%, Tattooed 0.8, Poshmark 0.25. Yeah, the major here. Here we go. Follow the line, AMC. Follow the line, okay? We drew you a line. Just follow the line. It's very simple. Follow the line. That way. Very, very simple. All right, let's go to CBC for a moment.
That's where the pain is. The auction went off a whisker under 0.79.
Bond auction.
Covering at 82 basis points. So about 3 basis points of loss there. We want to pay attention to that. All right, hitting the wire. Our May final read on market PMI, 62.1. A nice improvement over the mid-month read of 61.5, which now gets put in the wastebasket. 62.1 is a post-COVID high. And yet to come, we'll have construction spending and the national ISM all at the top of the hour. Let's get back to the chart, shall we? So 2's 5.
Well, okay, they're on the charts. I want to listen to this for a second. This is on inflation concerns. Uh-oh. Hold on. Where's our audio?
The preliminary 60, that's a little bit up from the preliminary 61.5. So some good news there. When you get into the 60s, does it really matter? You're looking at Europe. And it's confusing because some of those countries have preliminaries and some don't.
Yeah, it was really they just had a banner up about inflation, but since this data just came out, they jumped off. So we'll come back. I want to keep an eye on Bloomberg Live here. We'll circle right back to them. Uh-oh. Dang it. What are you doing, AMC? Behave. Yeah, that's interesting. It's a false breakout here. Darn. Well, back under 30. Sundial. Oh, Sundial broke above. Look at that. As soon as it broke above the line, it started moving again. Well, we'll see. It seems to like rubber banding to that line, so we'll see what happens. Come on, AMC. Yeah, just like start mousing it up. You know, just pull out the old tricks. There we go. See, that worked. That worked. Just mouse it a little more. All right. Are they back to inflation here?
Thought they couldn't get a job, and now with jobs more plentiful, they come back. And that's one of the things, one of the measures that Bullard is talking about, and one of the measures everybody's going to be following. We'll, of course, have the jobs numbers on Friday.
Quick tease for payrolls Friday, Mike. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for an increase. I don't know. I don't get paid to put a number on it, which thank goodness, because I would mess it up totally.
Last month,
but I think it will be better than last month. Last month was a bit of a surprise, and I think now more people think that we have jobs available, and you can see the signs all over New York and around the country of help wanted. So we'll see how many people take them up on
Show up. Demand's there. That's clear. Mike McKee, thank you. Your estimate going into Friday.
All right, let's go ahead and do some peeking around here at the lines. Let's see. It's obviously there's some resistance around here. If I'm on the day chart, all right, let's see where we've been before. Yeah, well, we haven't been at these levels before. Okay, great. So it gives us nothing. So let's go to the hour then. Let's go to the hour and see what we got here. Gosh, yeah, there just is not a lot of precedent at these levels. Yeah, it makes it a little more difficult. Yeah, I mean, we've bobbed off of 30s before. I mean, you can see that over here on the hour candle, you know, on the 27th here. During the time the market was open, right before the closing bell, you can see you bobbed off. You hit a high here of 29.76, 29.59, rotated down. You hit a high here of 32. So you broke through in the pre-market, but you also gave up on the day. Yeah, those were some of our high figures here. And then in the morning, a Friday morning, we did have a run to about 36. Let's go to the minute candle on Friday for a moment. So go to the minute candle on Friday. Golly, hate having to scroll on minutes. It takes so long. There we go. So yeah, we had 52 million in volume, followed by 9, 7. That's a lot. Let me go to the 5 minute here just to get this a little bunch together. So on Friday, oh, that's not Friday. Yeah, volume wasn't right. There we go. The minute was right, but then it changed. There we go. 81 million in the first 5 minutes, 22 million in the next 5 minutes, 22 million in the next, 14 million, 14. And we really stabilized about 20 minutes in. No, I'm sorry. This is more like an hour in. Stabilized around 5 to 8. And then later 2 on the 5-minute. Let's see what we're doing now, but it took a while. So here we are at 62, 11, 12, and 8. So we've already gotten the 8s here in the first 20 minutes, which previously took over an hour on Friday. So volume's lower today. It's still very well elevated, but it is lower today. There we go. Here's a nice stick coming in, 18% now. There we go. See, it's trying to catch up with our line. It will always respect the line. Oh man, go on. See, look out there, touch, ding. It's like got to touch Kevin's line. It did. What, seriously? And that's gonna stop? You touch the, and then I just adjusted down a little bit to like perfectly touch the line. Okay, that's too scary. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's what we want to see. All right, sundial, Neo. Rotate to the downside here. Mind medicine. All right. While some of these things move a little bit, let's see quickly what else is going on in the world. You know, I'll see if I could put AMC up in a corner or something like that. Oops. There we go. See if we can put them over here. Nice moving right now. Almost back to that 20%. What do we got over here? Anything over here?
And they are anything but passive, right? They are very actively managed. So I do believe that this is going to be more and more of a managed portfolio where you want to figure out the stocks that you want, the companies you want, and especially with this idea of sustainability driving it, you really want to identify who's going to win and who's going to attract that sort of ESG type money. And I think that's really going to be the upside in the alpha generation. So I agree that this is really a stock picker's market.
Peter Chair of Academy Securities. Brian
Take a look at this AMC headline on Bloomberg. AMC sells shares at $27.12 above Friday's closing price. AMC, let's see, extended last week's rally after raising $230.5 million with a stock sale to Mudrick Capital as the movie theater operator pledged to go on offensive with acquisitions. An agreement with Mudrick is for 8.5 million shares. Okay, $230 million, but 8.5 million shares. Gotcha. 3.8% more than Friday's closing price. That's good. But what do we have here? 27.12. So kind of the market's blowing right past what we had here. AMC said in Tuesday's statement, the company is now an icon among retail traders, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, we kind of expected that there would be some sale of stock because this way AMC has the opportunity to really start paying off debt, which they really need to. I'm just shocked the market is reacting the way it is today, that it's up 18% after the stock sale. Now, I guess what it does is it does indicate that Mudrick was willing to buy AMC for $27.12 a piece, right? At a slight premium from Friday's closing price. So really what you have is whatever this company is basically saying, hey, we're a fellow ape. We just bought $230 million. So whoever these folks are, Mudrick Capital with the big privacy policy here, or cookie policy that I can't get rid of. Anyway, so the cookie monster is over. There we go. These guys got a New York office and a London office. Yeah. They have decided they are fellow apes, and they bought 8 million shares. It's incredible. But what's more incredible is how the market is responding to that. It's great. An agreement. Okay, we talked about this. Let's see what we got here. AMC shares nearly tripled in May. Oh my gosh. The most since January. Yeah, these are January over here. I mean, this was like a 6x. Incredible. AMC plans to use the cash for acquisitions and additional theater leases, as well as investments. Okay, it's not as clear as just paying off debt. AMC bonds dropped after the news of a new equity deal. Bonds are due in 2026. Led the biggest losers in the U.S. high-yield market on Monday, in New York dropping 3 cents to $96. Huh. All right. Well, very bizarre. it's just incredible how the market has been treating AMC here. So stock sale, still going to the moon. Doesn't matter. Because obviously that dilutes everyone else, right? So yeah, still. I mean, it's interesting. We drew this line when we were red over here, and we've had somewhat of a cooperation here. We'll see if we get a nice green over here. High tide to the watch list. I don't know much about high tide. Do we know much about high tide? Let's see. High tide. What is high tide? High tide. High tide. Hit it. No. Hit it. High tide. There you go. Oh, a cannabis play. Oh, don't they have like they've got like multiple brands under them or something, huh? Yeah, I just don't know much about these guys. OTC getting uplisted. I mean, it's good for them to get uplisted. Hey, if you pay the fee, you can get uplisted. And you gotta prove that you've been profitable for a while. Yeah, I don't know. Cannabis has not been something that we've been paying too much attention to here recently, but well, that can always rotate back. So Build-A-Bear doing very nicely here. A little bit more of a kind of consistent up today, about almost that full 10% here. Where'd Sundial go? Sundial really dropped from that break above the line here. Look at it just kissing his line. I don't know what it is. So it's below the line, it's above the line, and then it just gives up. Just gives it up. Neo behaving similarly. You know, nice run, but somewhat giving it up at the moment. Xpeng's kind of been sitting around this 4.5%. Yeah, pretty flat there on Xpeng. Costs, good movement here in costs. Build-A-Bear with such a low market cap, a little more influential in terms of being able to move that around. Social media can move that one around a lot more, mostly because it's a smaller stock than AMC, substantially smaller. So here comes another red here on AMC. Let's go ahead and see what else we have. Let's turn up Bloomberg for a moment. Just music. All right, so we got the information here on the stock sale. What else do we have? Yeah, probably the only reason that went up was because this company paid 3% more than Friday's closing price. Yeah, and it's really a sign of a company coming in as another ape. All right. Let's see. Yes. No. Housing boom. Yeah, housing's been nuts. All right. Let's see here. So CNBC's on commercial. Fox is on commercial. I'm sorry. Bloomberg's on commercial. What's Fox got? Also on commercial. They're all on commercial right now. What is this? They'll all come back when AMC goes green again. Oh, man. So, all right. All right. What else? Let's see. Mind Medicine, 6.91%. Beyond Meat, 4. Oh, Beyond Meat rotating back to the downside here. Your Beyond Meat rotates around 130 over and over again. It goes under it, it comes back to 130. It goes above it, comes back to 130. It's the biggest rubber bander. Cheesecake sitting at 57. It's a great price for cheesecake. Matterport just barely breaking below 14 here. Tattooed's at 21. Etsy's at 164. Ethereum 20. What do we got here? 26. A little rotating back down a little bit again here. AT&T still flat around 30. Boring. Enphase 143. Slowly crawling its way back up. Pinterest 65. Also on the crawl. Tesla's crawling at about 0.91%. Pretty boring. Most of the stocks are being pretty boring here. Churchill Capital is at 20, 2015. Really, it's just all eyeballs on the momentums right now, which would be AMC sitting at about 30.83. We've got Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear's the rocket ship today. Costs doing very well here as well. Sundial doing good. Big digital coming back up. OTC stocks opened up. But good moves nonetheless. Let's go listen to CNBC for a moment. All right, let's see what we got over here.
Back a touch here as we await some fresh data, this time ISM manufacturing and construction spending. Let's get back to Rick Santelli. Rick?
Yes, on the construction spending side, we're expecting up 0.5% for our April read.
The ISM just came in. ISM, this is one of the numbers I've been waiting for. We had an expectation of 60.9, actually came in at 61.2. That is good versus the previous of 60.7. So that's a beat on expectations. Slight beat. We weren't expecting a big move here either. There they go. They just put it up.
61.2. Now, do keep in mind, 64.7 was our number in March. That was the best level in 38 years. So even though this is a bit lofty, it certainly has been a bit higher, but this is as expected. Now, let's go to prices paid, shall we? 89.6 in the rearview mirror, currently at 88. Everybody, of course, continues to pay super close attention to prices paid. That 89.6 in the rearview mirror was the highest level going back to July of 2008. If we look at new orders, 67.0, that's versus 64.3. And maybe this week of all weeks, considering Thursday's ADP and Friday's big labor report for jobs, well, the employment side, a big disappointment. 50.9 versus 55.1 last month, and an expectation very close to that same level this time. So everybody remembers that 266,000 real minimal jobs number for last month. Morgan.
All right, let's pull back. We got that news here. So AMC, this is a volume decline. It's a volume decline. We've got, right now we are seeing volume on the 5-minute really sitting around, 3 mil in the current stick, 9 in the prior. We already hit 8.7 over here. We start getting under 10 mil in the 5-minute. Start getting to that 8, 5 to 8. Can be a little bit of a slower move. Now, it's not to say that this all of a sudden won't break out. 10 euros. How many CEO? I don't know. They were invited during the long live stream. Yeah, I know there was a miscommunication on timing, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah, but anyway, so Build-A-Bear though. We are up 9. What do we have here? 9.43%. BTX 10% here. Still rotating down on AMC here. Been a little bit of a soft opening. I mean, given that we were up over 20% here in the pre-market, sitting around highs of around 32.67. Really good rally here in the pre-market. We did expect a slowdown initially. Initially, it's common to get those reds, but then a push back up. Hold on, CNBC's talking about it.
Twitter as well. It is the most talked about ticker once again on Reddit this morning. That's according to data from ThinkNum. CEO Adam Aron tweeting about it this morning. He's really been embracing what's going on in this retail market. The company has taken advantage of those price surges a couple times here, selling additional shares to raise cash. The stock is up more than 1,000% year to date. This morning, the CEO tweeting directly to those investors and really trying to sort of have a rallying cry here. He says, quote, "In our view, this is not mindless dilution, but rather this is a very smart way of raising cash so that we can grow this company." And he says, watch out, naysayers. AMC is going to play on offense again.
Nice.
And guys, there are plenty of naysayers. AMC.
Yeah, you would expect him to have to say something about that, because he has mentioned that he's a big fan of the retail movement, follows the fellow apes, as he says, and has really promised not to just dilute the crap out of everyone investing and moving in on AMC. But, they did just do a little bit of that. So they got a good price for the shares, in fairness. They got a premium over Friday's close, which is pretty good. It'd be a problem if there was a discount. So they got a little premium, which is great. Yeah, playing a little defense there on the capital raise. But you know what? The company needs the money. And at least that goes onto the balance sheet. Let's keep listening.
By the way, it's possible that Mudrick's already out. They haven't returned a call. But, I mean, we're talking about volume here. I've got it 130 million already, shares already. What are we, 35 minutes into trading? Kate?
Right, yeah, similar to what we've seen last week. And if you look at the CEO...
Wait, they're implying that Mudrick may have just sold out already?
That is really something that's rallied the Reddit crowd, sort of framing themselves as the underdog, the little guy, saying we're going up, we're now on offense again, kind of speaking out against the naysayers. That really seems to be one of the formulas. We've seen it with GameStop and Roaring Kitty. A lot of these Reddit traders really like to think of themselves as the underdog. So it seems like he is strategically sort of speaking to a certain type of investor there.
Kate Rooney, thank you. We're going to talk about this a little more later in the hour. In the meantime, though, stocks more broadly are rallying to start this new month of trading, this month of June. And as you can see, the S&P is up about 0.3%, 42.17 is your level there. Let's break
that is interesting. I mean, Mudrick could have just traded out of this, quite frankly. I mean, if you think about it, the thing opened up at like 22%. They could have grabbed the shares and just literally started dumping them. That's a good argument. I mean, we had 47 mil volume the first, and let's compare them, for example, to Thursday. Let's go back. Fridays can be ridiculous, but I want to go back here. We had options too on Friday. But let's go back to Thursday. Thursday, we had 14 million, 2. Yeah, much softer here on Thursday. Hold on, let me make sure this is Thursday. Hold on. Friday was the 28th. So Thursday was the 27th. There we go. 23 million, followed by 6 to 7 mil. Really took off when we got back to about 14 million on the 5-minute here. And then really took off again when we got to 15 to 20 million. So you get this with AMC where it trades flat for a while. And then all of a sudden it rallies. Choppy day on the 26th with volume around that 4 to 5 million on the 5-minute chart. It's not so much the comparison, though. It's more that we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown here. Let's see. We're at 17% now. We're still holding on strong to about this 30 level here. But minute volume has also started to decline a good chunk again. We were sitting at least at 2 million on the minute volume. Right now we're at about 1.1, 1.15, 1.9, 1.5. So keep an eye on it. All right. What else do we have? Let's go. Let's listen into some folks. Who's this guy?
When unfortunately you have your arm cut off, and yet your nerve system still seems to feel as if the arm is there. We've had seasonality as if we still had the crop cycles and we're an agrarian.
I'm moving.
Count them 9 high-profile Republicans who may.
Yes, the dilution of shares is a bad thing if you want a squeeze to happen. Yes. It just creates more shares. Gives everybody else less value for their shares. Generally puts pressure on the price to go down. For a squeeze, we want to see price go up. If they did a buyback, the opposite would be true, right?
Right now, and I'm not even going to talk about 2020.
Oh, they're talking about presidential here possibilities. All right. So, what else? I'm gonna jump out. We'll go over to the course member live stream in about 5-6 minutes here.
Carl, looking at some of the prices paid indices for the ISM and the PMI this morning came off a touch from the prior set of data. Is that a flash of hope that, in fact, some of these input costs have topped out earlier in Q2?
Well, I think we saw a little bit of that earlier, Carl, with lumber and a few of these other commodities that were soaring to the sky and then stuttering a little. You also got evidence of something else, I think. On Friday, that PCE number, which is supposedly the Fed's favorite inflation index, was almost red hot, and yet the market shrugged it off. So I think you're seeing people saying, well, maybe the inflation is either transitory or is not as big a threat. That having been said, we're seeing hedge funds easing out of commodities. So, some of these people don't believe that we're on the verge of inflation. And as I keep telling the viewers, inflation is not about more money and what the Fed's doing.
Somebody here says, Faded Polo says, if the CEO doesn't do offerings, they could remove him. Yeah, I mean, look, it's obviously in the company's best interest to raise money when the share price is way up, right? If you think about it, guess who didn't do that during their squeeze? GameStop. GameStop would have been really smart to have raised some money. Even if it was in just like small bits, like, oh, do a little here, do a little there. It doesn't have to be massive, but do something. And sure enough, a few weeks later, after they didn't, the CFO got the boot. They got the boot. Build-A-Bear, really killing it right now. 13.43%. Remember, this is a very small cap stock. It's I want to say it's like 300 million or something like this right now. Tiny. So I do wonder how much of that is driven by, it's 279 million. I wonder how much of that is driven by trading. Because trading can move a stock like this very, very, very quickly on a small cap like this. Like AMC is actually harder. Because AMC is like, are we like 10 bill right now? Let me see. 13.59. Yeah, that's a lot harder. I mean, Build-A-Bear is 10. Well, let's do the math really quick. 1,300 divided by about 280. Over 1,300. Is it 1,300 or would it be 13,000? No, I guess it would be 13,000. Yeah, it'd be 13,000. 46 times larger than Build-A-Bear. AMC is 46 times larger than Build-A-Bear, which is roughly saying it's 46 times harder to move than Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear is an easy needle to move. And that's incredible. All right. And GameStop, where are we sitting right now in GME's market cap? GME market cap's about 17 bill right now. Yeah, GameStop moving as well here. Look at that volume that just came out of nowhere. Nice. Very nice. All right, so AMC softening a little bit. Today is a big day for it, so we'll see what happens. We did have a share raise, share sale, I should say. Money raise, capital raise. NEO dropping a little bit all of a sudden, down under its VWAP. Nordstrom is pushing back up. I mean, but then again, it's been like plus or minus 5% on a daily basis, I feel like. Carnival over 30 here. Very nice. Roblox sitting about 2.64. And to the downside, still, Mind Medicine, Beyond Meat, Lemonade at 2.91 here. Yeah, Dogecoin. AMC kind of stuck. That 30 number. Oh, that's a rough one. Volatility is actually up a little bit today. That's interesting. Let's look at treasuries again here. We'll listen to Bloomberg while we do that.
Are they the right kind of play here?
I think within small caps, there's definitely still a lot of opportunities for high quality companies. I mean, it's not all high risk in the small cap segment. But we need to look for the ones that have a more, just strengthen their balance sheets.
Now, if you wanted to sort of also have safety in more of an asset allocation, where would that be?
10 years up a little bit today.
In the Financial Times wrote an op-ed that said 10-year treasuries morphed into the risk asset category several years ago. Stocks with valuations supported by low yields have entered into this category.
Tesla basically went flat again. Look at that. Just like NEO's rotating down now too. Silly.
The haven for investors. So where is sort of the safety?
Well, we think that you need to actually balance your equity exposure with elements of the market that have a positive and a negative exposure to that interest rate sensitivity. So being being defensive in equities doesn't just mean buying bond proxies. You actually need to have some positive exposure to that interest rate risk. Because
Gamestop, look at that. Now almost up 10% here.
Just don't know how this recovery will unfold. And yes, if you're all on long bond proxies, then that could be rather painful if we get a rising rate environment.
So walk me through again sort of where would be the good places for that, where you get some kind of more defensive and offensive risk to higher yields.
So actually in the healthcare segment, it doesn't have as much interest rate sensitivity, and it has some good underlying defensive attributes. If you're going to take financials exposure, that's good in upward rising environment, but needs to be balanced with something else. So you can find some reasonable names still in consumer staples that would take that opposite side. Real estate, not so much, but maybe a couple of names in the utilities, although we haven't seen a lot of names in the utilities segment that are really good expected return opportunity just from a valuation perspective.
All right, Olivia, thanks a lot. Really valuable there. Olivia Engel.
It's interesting. A lot of these a lot of companies are just rotating down a little bit here. Just all of a sudden, really within the last 5 minutes here, a rotation to the downside here. Yeah, a lot of this. Well, we'll have to pay attention to this. Yeah. AMC's holding stable, though, despite that. Yeah, GameStop pulled back a little bit here. There we go, yeah. All right, so we'll pay attention to this. Gonna go jump on over to the course member live stream, folks. We will see you. We will see you later. Thank you very much for being here. Get your 2 free stocks with Webull, link down below, and go to metkevin.com/life to get a life insurance in as little as 5 minutes. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. Where's the off button? There it is. I lost it for a second. All right, bye, everyone. Appreciate having you for the open. Bye.